This is Mono. Love, Matthew Dickman. We fall in love at weddings and auctions, over glasses of wine in Italian restaurants, where plastic grapes hang on the lattice. Our bodies throb in the checkout line, bookstores, the bus stop, and we can't keep our hands off each other until we can. So we turn to rubber masks and handcuffs, falling in love again. We go to movies and sit in the air-conditioned dark with strangers who are in love with heroes like Peter Parker, who loves a girl he can't have because he loves saving the world in red and blue tights more than he would love to have her ankles wrapped around his waist or his tongue between her legs, while we watch films in which famous people play famous people who experience pain. The boy who sold us popcorn loves the girl who sold us our tickets and stares at the runs in her stockings each night, even though she is in love with the skinny kid who sells her cigarettes at the 7-Eleven. And if the world had any compassion, it would let the two of them pass a Marlboro Light back and forth until their fingers eventually touched, their mouths sucking and blowing. If the world knew how much they loved each other, then we would all be better off. We could all dive head first into the sticky parts. We could make sweat our religion. We could light a candle and praise the holiness of smelliness. Imagine standing beneath the Gothic archways of feet, the gilded bowls of armpits. And who doesn't want to kneel down and pray before the altar of the mouth? For my part, I'm going to stop right here on this dark night, on this country road, where country songs come from, and kiss her, this woman, below the trees, which are below the stars, which are below desire. There's a music to it, I can hear it. Johnny Cash, Biggie Smalls, Johann Sebastian Bach. I don't care what they say. I loved you the way my mouth loves teeth. The way a boy I know would risk it all for a purple dinosaur, who, truth be told, loved him. There's no accounting for it. In fact, there are no accountants balancing the books of love, measuring the heart's distance and speed. In the Midwest, for instance, there are fields of corn madly in love with the scarecrow, his potato sack head and straw body, standing among the dog-eared stalks, his arms stretched out like a farm Christ full of love. Turning on the radio, I know how much AM loves FM. It's the same way my mother loved Elvis, whose hips all young girls love, sitting around the television in poodle skirts and bobby socks, watching him move across the screen like something even sex dreamed of having. He loved me so tender for so many years that I was born after a long night of Black Russians and canasta while Jailhouse Rock rocked. I love the way my screen door, if it isn't latched shut, will fling itself open to the wind. How the clouds above me look like animals covered in milk. And I'm not the only one. Stamps, love envelopes, the licking proves it. Just look at my dog, who obviously loves himself with an intensity no human being could sustain. But you can't say we don't try. The S&M goddess who brings her husband to the mall, dressed in a leather jumper, leading him through the food court by a leash. The baker who scores his wife's name into the thin skin of the pumpernickel before peeling it into the oven. Once a baby lizard loved me so completely, he moved into my apartment and died of hunger. I was living there with a girl who loved to say the word shuttlecock. She would call me at work and whisper shuttlecock into my ear, which loved it. The blast off of the first word, sending the penis into space. Not that I ever imagined my cock being a spaceship, though sometimes men are like astronauts, orbiting the hot planets of women, amazed that they have traveled so far, wanting to land, wanting to document the first walk, the first moan, but never truly understanding what has moved them. Love in an elevator, love in the back seat of your parents' Chevette, love going to college, cutting her hair, reading Plath and sleeping with other girls. Sometimes love is lying across the bed, but it might not be yours. And sometimes it travels into a hostile territory where it's hardly recognizable, but they're all the same. I know a man who loves tanks so much, he wishes he had one to pick up the groceries, drive his wife to work, drop his daughter off at school with her Little Mermaid lunchbox, a note hidden inside next to the apple, folded with a love that can be translated into any language. I hope you do not suffer